I don't want to talk about it. So, here we are. As is always the case, I must apologize first and foremost for being gone so long. I'm not going to present any excuses. I don't deserve to make use of any. Very, very long, complex story short, I fucked up pretty bad. I hesitated on something important, and we suffered some casualties. We lost a lot of ground. I got hurt, and it took a long while for me to recover. I'm still recovering, you could say. Not really too confident about that process ever ending at this point, but got to get back in the game, and I know I feel like I can't really do it justice, the story that needs to be told here to catch up to where we are. And until I feel confident that I am doing it justice, I don't even want to fucking approach it. So we're gonna say screw the scripting for the moment and just, I guess, we'll make like a conservative who's finally found that special someone and just go ahead and force it. So I'd like to open up with some dedications as usual. Dedications that mean a whole hell of a lot to me. I hope these people are watching indeed. Firstly, Cheeks, obviously, my partner, I love you. You know, I'd be dead 100 times over without you. B, beloved brother figure, Blake, formerly the Reaper of the Advice From You channel. I'm sorry I haven't been in contact, man. My phone got stolen again. I just got this one back and I don't have service just yet because I had to spend my bill money on recovering the phone from my insurance company, who I guess I paid them for nothing. And then when my phone's stolen or broken, they charge me for it again. I tried to explain to them that this is a scam, but they pretended not to understand me. And that's where we are. We do have Liara Mark 9 in business here, ready to rock and roll. I'm going to do my best not to suffer any further casualties along those lines. I'd also like to give thanks and dedications to Madam Q and Madam Tora, two lovely ladies that I work with, who I don't know if they would object to me putting them in the video, but it's too fucking late for that, ain't it? So, sorry, ladies, but I want you to know I love you. You saved my ass. You saved my life. I wouldn't be around without you. And Tora particularly has been a huge encouragement to me and a wild friend to have, and I'm just really happy to know you guys. We'll tell stories about them later on and whatnot, but my former, now present yet again, roommate Richard, who also has saved my life on multiple occasions, thank you. I love you, man. Despite the failings of our relationship, I do love you. You're one of very few family members I have remaining. Immediate family, that is. You're all my extended family, you should know that by now. Although, I wouldn't blame you for forgetting. Again, I'm sorry. And my Aunt Barb, particularly, who just recently suffered some medical problems of her own, is in and out of the hospital. I hope she's doing alright. I haven't spoken to her in a little while, but I intend to visit shortly. Barb, if you're watching, I love you dearly. Thank you for everything. Thank you all for everything. Also, I'd like to have some notable mentions. I'll put links in the description for these. There are a few different channels that have hosted us on streams and such, well, hosted me recently. They kind of, I felt like it was getting into practice. I needed to kind of resurface here and get back on the channel, but I don't think it helped. Hoping it helped them, though, to some extent. These peoples include Madame Rose Mulet. For those who might know who she is, that's how you pronounce her name, Mulet. Those of you who are out there calling her Mulet because you think it's a fucking joke, I mean, I guess. I don't know. You can have it. Don't say it to me. I'm a stickler for words. Clint Wulf, who is one of the very first GT channels who hosted us earlier on for just promoting Guardian Tales of the game, which I never got around to really showing you guys much of. I did put some in a video earlier on. We're going to make a big deal out of it for their first year anniversary, but that's when tragedy struck. So we're now coming up on the second year anniversary, and I don't know, I'll figure it out. There are new players in play. Things have gotten complicated along those lines, but Clint Wulf, who is now doing videos about a new game called Tower of Fantasy that I would very much like to promote. It's very seriously all of the fucking dreams that I had as a kid. My brother and I, Boob, is another person I'd like to thank, although I haven't really had much of an interaction with him for the most part of late. He's family, and the fact that he's there is helpful just as it is, so thank you, brother. Love all of you. Hunter Avallone in the political arena brought me on for a stream wherein I asked him some questions that he also pretended not to understand and then ran away promptly, which I'm probably going to get a lot of going forward. I'm not really intending to play it safe anymore or be kind with anyone, period. And who else? Of course, Master Booker, host True Life Stories podcast. I've been on there quite a few times. I love you, man. Truth fan. Keep rocking out. You guys are getting there. The Contact project was stunted for a little while, but we're going to get back on track with that promptly for reasons that have become, if nothing else, magnified a great deal of late. So where are we? What's the point of all this? So we are now securely at the outset of phase 2 of the experiment that I've been conducting on myself for several years now. And that's right, this is phase 2, corresponding with cycle 2 of the channel, by no coincidental factors. Just kind of set itself up that way as needed. It's a PRN job here, but we're going to get it done. And like I said, we're just going to kind of wing it, play it by ear from here on out until we can manage to get back on schematic, or at least somewhere back on the fucking map. Until then, this is just, we got to try and pick up the slack we left behind. I take full responsibility. It's all my fault. If for any reason anybody out there is upset by any of the problematic instances regarding this channel and the status initiative at large, on one hand, blame me, I'm a piece of shit. I fully accept that responsibility as stated. On the other hand, go fuck yourself, dickhead. Not you, the other one. Okay, all of you. But don't go fuck yourselves. I like you guys, I want you around. Like I said, your extended family, I love you all. Anybody that I've given dedications to, you are, in my heart, immediate family. I love you very dearly. And I don't know, like I said, I don't got a whole lot to say here except for that. The experiment began with us, with me conducting what I called extremity deprivation experiments. Once a month I would carve out a chunk of time, a few days to a week or thereabouts, and I would remain awake and alert without food, without rest, without any sustenance or nourishment. I would fast and essentially deprive myself of everything that's necessary for a developing body, or even just a body in general. And it would result, more often than not, almost every time, in a kind of a visionary experience. And again, as I stated before, this is not as wild as it may seem to be. On one hand, it is pretty wild, it's pretty fucking dangerous, I don't recommend it, and I mean, the fact of the matter is that the reason I'm doing it is so that other people don't have to, so I don't recommend doing it. You can take my word for it. I'm not going to lie to you about the results we found. I can give you my perspective on the matter. Which also brings us back to the four-dimensional thing, where I wanted to try and figure out a way to explain to you guys what I mean when I speak to a fourth dimension, which I'm capable of doing now through various various just miraculously on point examples that have come forward, that have emerged in the realm of the internet, that I'll be able to show you guys shortly. We have some videos Cheeks and I filmed together to speak about these things as well, that are ready to go. We just gotta edit them together. But I wanted to jump back in. I wanted to say hello, and I wanted to kind of ease myself back into this, and try to make it as evident as I possibly can that I'm gonna need a little more slack, because I'm not gonna come back into this easily, and I'm not going to go gentle either. I'm beat up. I'm hurt. I'm damaged. I'm sad, but more so than anything else, I'm fucking angry. And some of the shit that's been going on since we've been down, we can't abide. We just can't abide. Although the initiative is doing fairly spectacularly, most of our assets have managed to get together, start working together, start collaborating. I'll give instances in the near future of many of the channels that have started corresponding, getting on point with our directions, and really just started to work together to a degree that is promising, and that really lifts my spirits. It makes me feel that, you know, maybe we don't have to be on point for every last little thing, and maybe we can indeed pick up what's fucking 9, almost a year's worth of slack now that I left behind. But anyways, the visionary experiences, as would result from the extremity deprivation experiments, as I stated when I first presented this topic way back when at the outset of the channel, is ultimately an endeavor to fuse various pieces of my identity together. Pieces of, everybody has pieces of their identity that are obscured or that are malfunctioning to some degree or another. Everybody suffers a fractured personality. This is not common. This is every last living person. If you've ever met, like if you're going to say you've ever run into a person that you believe wholeheartedly has managed to collect themselves completely, 101%, put themselves together and be on point, you're lying. Because that's likely impossible. And we'll get to why when we get to the 4-dimension shit, but the point is that during these visionary experiences, I'm able to see and to kind of function on that 4th dimensional level, where I call it being in the ether, where I can actually, there's a physical substance, a material representation of the pieces of identity that I'm speaking to, particularly my feminine aspect that was buried, largely because of the way my father treated my mother and I. That part of me was buried and kind of lost, in a manner of speaking. I'm not sure that she would agree with the wording, but the point is to try and bring to the surface these obscured pieces of the identity and enmesh them, to fuse them together, and to become more of a collected, more effective person. And I can't say that mission's completed, but I can say that it's no longer necessary. The extremity deprivation experiments are no longer necessary. We're ready to move into the 2nd phase of the greater experiment we're in. We're actually working with the physicality in play. We're going to work on manifesting material or physiologically the unification of these parts of myself that are scattered about all over. You know, I've been trying to hint that there are multiple pieces of this personality scattered all over the internet, waiting for people to find them. Some of you have found them, some of you stumbled upon them on your own, some of you came from them to here. There's a pretty big network of webbings out there. There's a lot of shit that we left you guys with that you haven't seen or are unaware of for the time that I was down. So I mean, again, fuck off. And we did the legwork. You guys were prepped. It's too bad we weren't. But to say that we didn't see it coming would be dishonest of me. So I won't give you that shit. I fucked up in ways that I can't repair. So we will get to it later on. In any case, I know the video's boring, not much to it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say hello and let you guys know that we're not dead. I'm not here hoping to sugarcoat anything. I failed. I failed you guys. And unfortunately, there was never a plan B. So, we're gonna have to just gun it. Now, kick it into 6th gear, put the pedal to the floor, and hope I'm as good at crash landing as I recall. So anyways, that should conclude a brief little introduction to what will inevitably become Cycle 2 of Soul Mechanics. We are not giving up on you guys. We're not down and out. We're fighting on. We're fighting on, and we're still going to win this thing. I do believe that we didn't take too much damage being out of play for so long. I think that our other people managed to pick up the slack on their own accord, and I'm very pleased with that. I'm very happy with all of them. We're going to introduce the channels we're speaking to and show the collaborations they've worked on going forward as we work further on the channeling investigation. And I don't know, that may not seem it, but I'm really happy to be back in play. I've been dying to get back on here, and you know, you guys are a big part of my life. This channel is a big part of my life. This internet thing is a big part of my life. It's my purpose. I love it. And I don't know if I regret anything. It's not picking it up and getting back on here faster, but we're here now. And again, thank you to everybody who's been instrumental in keeping us here and making sure that I did get back into play. Again, particularly Q, Tora, Cheeks, Blake. You guys are fucking awesome. I love you guys. And we'll have something better for you. I'm getting pretty good at the editing. We'll have something spectacular for you pretty soon. You know, this is just a brief "we're still here" message. So, public service announcement. Don't fuck off quite yet. Stay here. There's still more to see. Anyway, love you guys. Keep us alive.